this review will be supreme. For today I have from Jazwares' All Elite Wrestling AEW Unrivaled Collection Supreme Edition Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D, Series 1, but she is the second figure in the set. The first being Cody Rhodes' presumably last AEW figure. I'm super excited for the Supreme Collection. It's the rival to Mattel's WWE Ultimate Edition line, but unfortunately the value dictates the price. You're getting so much more with a Supreme AEW figure than you do with a WWE Mattel Ultimate Edition figure. That's why a Supreme Collection figure's price is about $42 and up, depending on Ringside Collectibles versus regular retail store, in comparison to an Ultimate Edition figure, which could go from $30 to close to $40. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the regular Ultimate Edition packaging to compare to this huge Supreme Collection packaging, but I do have the San Diego Comic-Con Sergeant Slaughter Ultimate Edition to do a comparison to, and you can just see how much bigger this packaging is compared to this one. And speaking of this huge Supreme Collection packaging, let's take a closer look at the Supreme Collection packaging. Nice open window on the top. You can see Britt in there. Hey Britt. AEW Unrivaled Supreme Collection logo. And there's Britt Baker in the packaging holding the second generation of the Women's Championship. And just look how awesome this would look on display. Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D, 13 pieces in total. That's a lot. That's a lot more than you get with pretty much all the Ultimate Editions. And speaking of the accessories, here's some of them. And one of the things that makes the Supreme Edition supreme compared to the Ultimate Edition, swappable lower legs. None of the Ultimate Editions have that. And you see a piece of her jacket and her arm sleeves with two hands that can be swapped out. And on this side, you can see a picture of Britt Baker, Series 1, number 2. How awesome. She has her D.M.D hand, a gloved hand, her Britsburg shirt, some more hands, and 2 more heads, and a microphone. And on the back, a huge picture of Britt Baker. This is from Dynamite Grand Slam, September 22nd, 2021, Queens, New York. And I was there. It's kind of tongue-in-cheek that she wore her Britsburg attire in New York City. Watch AEW Dynamite and Rampage. And here's the bottom of the packaging. Now that I've finally gone over every little detail about the packaging, let's get Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D, out of the Supreme Collection packaging. And here is the Supreme Collection Britt Baker out of the packaging. FYI to my fellow wrestling figure collectors, the Supreme Collection packaging is not collector friendly. Here's the packaging after I opened it. There's no way to get Britt out of the packaging without going crazy on the tape, especially with the back being heavily taped. But before I take a closer look at the figure, let's take a closer look at every single accessory she comes with. Let's start off with the AEW Women's Championship. It's the second generation, and It is a huge improvement over the previous version, but in my opinion, it's now a little too big, especially if I put it up against Britt Baker's waist. It seemingly engulfs her entire midsection. And as you can see, mine's warped. That's because of how it was packaged with her. For comparison, here is the first generation AEW Women's Championship. Like I said, a huge improvement, especially when they got rid of the 2 extra side plates. A happy medium would have been a belt that was smaller than this, but bigger than that. And that would have been perfect. But now with the new women's belt, that belt is better than these 2. A couple more belt comparisons. And here is the Mattel Raw Women's Championship and the NXT Women's Championship. Here's the shirt she comes with. It says, "Welcome to Pittsburgh." For a comparison, here is the shirt that came with her Blood and Guts figure. It's the role model shirt. And here's the back of the shirt. And here are all 3 Britt Baker heads. Silver ponytail bands. An exact same hairstyle. Which one do you prefer? For more Britt Baker head scan comparisons, here's all 3 Supreme heads compared to a Blood and Guts head. It appears her hair color on this head is lighter than these 3, which is weird. Here's the other bloody head, and here is the non-bloody head. Here is the AEW microphone. Pretty much the same one we've seen so many times. Here is a piece of her entrance jacket. Very well painted and detailed. All the gold and silver and Pittsburgh Steelers logos. Faux zipper. Nice touch. And on the back, very nice. D.M.D. Pittsburgh with Pittsburgh right there. Very well done. For a Britt Baker entrance jacket, or at least part of it, comparison, here is this one compared to her Unmatched Figures entrance jacket back when it fully covered her torso to now not so much. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer her old school dentist jackets or the smaller ones? Speaking of that, I did try to customize one myself. I don't know why this one's so loose. While it was a good effort on my part, it sucked. Here are the sleeves to her entrance jacket. All the gold, the Pittsburgh diamonds, the silver. Here's the back of the sleeves. Now I've noticed a paint error. The black line on this diamond is covered by the gold. Here it's not. Thank God it's such a minor imperfection. All the studs here. Here's what the entire thing would look like all put together. And don't worry, this will go on the figure. I will show it off. And here are all the hands she comes with. Her D.M.D. hand, pair of fisted hands, her submission gloved hand, a pair of relaxed hands, and another pair of relaxed hands. This one, the hand is wrapped, but these 2 hands are exactly the same. Why do we have 2 hands that are exactly the same? Now last, but definitely not least, perhaps my favorite accessory, and the accessory that makes the Supreme collection supreme compared to the Ultimate Edition, is a pair of swappable lower legs. So you can go from in-ring ready Britt Baker to cut a promo Britt Baker. There's the port, plug, whatever you want to call it. See, they painted her flesh around the waist. You can see her Britt Baker buckle logo. Her pants, which are black, there's some pockets. And you can see her high heel shoes are painted black. She has toe articulation. But the best part about these lower legs, besides the fact you can give it to Britt Baker, you can pretty much give this to any AEW Unrivaled or Unmatched female figure. Let's see how that works, shall we? Here are Britt Baker's lower legs attached to Thunder Rosa. And wow, that actually looks really good. Here's Chris Statlander in her pants. That didn't sound right. It looks kind of awkward on her. Anna Jay. Not bad. Maybe this will work better with the chase. And the last one I'm going to try this with, Ty Conti. The flesh tones look a bit off, but I think she can make it work. Especially if it wasn't for this. But now, without any further delay, let's take a closer look at this Britt Baker Supreme Collection figure. I've already taken a look at the head, so let's move on to the attire. She's wearing a white top, which is in the style of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Love all the gold, the colorful broken teeth. Her wrist is wrapped, no belly button piercing. Her tiny tights match the top. Got Pittsburgh right there, or should I say Britsburg. Those cheeks. Her BB logo, her lower legs, gold. More Pittsburgh Steelers diamonds, very nice and colorful. We'll go down to her boots. You say D.M.D right here. They have silver bits here, and of course the toe articulation. A comparison I forgot to make. Here is the new Britt Baker with a more defined abdominal area compared to the old one, which is more flat. I try to give her her piercing. The new mold is definitely better, more realistic. But now let's swap out some parts and see some of the combinations you can do. Shirt on, microphone in hand, belt around the shoulder. And it took me just now to realize she doesn't come with a regular mic holding hand. Although I would have settled for this hand as a mic holding hand. And here is Britt Baker in her entrance jacket with her D.M.D hand and her smiling head. Now, a couple things to note. Since she has butterfly joints, it does make it difficult to pop her arms out. I had a very difficult time with one of them, so be careful. Also, when you hook her jacket onto her torso, it is securely in, as you can see, but now it leaves this hideous gap. And now for the last combo I'm going to do, swap out the legs. And here she is with her legs swapped. And I think that looks really cool. And I'm probably going to have her displayed some way like this. And for one final comparison, here is Dr. Britt Baker Supreme Edition next to a female Ultimate Edition figure, Alexa Bliss. You know what's funny? I just realized this looks like a little girl going to see the dentist. It's too funny. And here is Britt Baker once again holding her championship. But that is it for my review, comparisons, and whatnot of Series 1, Number 2, Supreme Collection, Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D. Now, despite some faults, like no regular mic holding hand, with the exception of this gloved hand, and a few imperfections, I highly recommend this figure. With all the endless possibilities of combinations of this figure with other figures, it is worth it alone. But tell me, what do you guys think? And what look do you prefer more for this Britt Baker? Casual promo attire? Wrestling attire with the entrance jacket? Or no accessories at all, just wrestling attire? Let me know down in the comments below. But until the next review I do, I will see you soon. I know I said this before, But I'll say it again. I wish she was my dentist. After I was done recording my review, I decided to play around with my other Britt Bakers and did some new combos. I gave the lower legs to my extra unmatched, gave her the shirt, the microphone, a smiling head, but now they all seemingly have different attires. So now they all stand out.